Colin Alger, 32 years old, and we're in Sugarbush, Vermont. Right now on the way to Stowe.
Who has been the biggest influence on your life?
Ever?
Ever.
It's tough to say. But I think only recently I realized that my dad has been. For many reasons, but you don't really come to realize it until you're older, and then you're like,
So
he's really wise.
What lessons has he taught you?
What lessons has he taught me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess always be the better man. Be modest. Don't be hurtful to others. Don't take things too seriously. There's always a big one that he always says to me even now. So I always keep it in the back of my head to live a lighthearted day and not get too boggled on the things that really don't matter. So. So yeah, a lot more, don't get caught up in things just because everyone else is doing it. Be your own person, and be confident. And think before you say something. He's always told me that. Otherwise, what comes out, you kind of make a fool of yourself. And that's always been a real learning lesson for me. But yeah, he's taught me a lot.
What about your mom? Have you had a special relationship with her?
Yeah, I think growing up, I was closest with my mom. And, I wouldn't say that she was far at all from being the most influential person growing up, because I think that she was. I think it was just that my dad would say things to me, and maybe it was just the impact. Maybe it was the fact that, as a kid, I was kind of scared of him in a way that, like, he was the one who kind of, if I was bad, I had to report to my dad that night, and I think my mom created a bit of a shelter growing up so that I, could kind of say anything to her. So it was really nice in that aspect. And she would say things that later, I'd realize, like, oh, that's what she meant, Certain things where maybe I would boast about something, and she's like, oh, Colin, have a little modesty, and I wouldn't, or she'd say, like, oh, don't patronize me, or this or that. I never really understood it until, like, kind of, I think after a while, I was just like, no, that's what she meant. I see. Like, this is why I don't do that. I see. It makes people feel guilty. Don't do this. It makes people feel uncomfortable. And so I think I really did pick up a lot from my mom. And I do give her a lot of credit for that. She does deserve a lot of credit for that. I guess I just think that my dad was the one who kind of laid it out for me, who kind of, I guess, guided me a little bit more in that aspect. So that I kind of look out and listen for it versus just kind of being understanding it.
Just kind of absorbing it.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened, you know, through my mom, is I just have kind of absorbed it, but then through my dad, it was more realization. So, and that has to do, I think, mostly with the interaction that compared, like, between my mom and my dad. You know, I saw my mom a lot more, talked to her a lot more. So, when I spoke to my dad, it was definitely like, it was just a little bit more laid out. So,